Hi, it's Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at AOC's budget mouse. This is the GM500 FPS gaming mouse with a ton of features, but doesn't cost a fortune. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we'll be taking a look at AOC's GM500. This is a Pixart based gaming mouse with tons of features, nice addressable RGB and all that kind of good stuff, but comes in at a fantastic price. Now you can pick this up in the UK, somewhere in the region of about £18 to £20 depending where you're shopping. I've seen these as low as £15 in some places, so definitely if you're looking for a budget gaming mouse and you want to pick up a bargain, definitely check out some of the links in the video description below. I should just say that this has been sent to us free of charge for review purposes from AOC themselves. We don't get to keep it, it has to go back to them after, so all my thoughts and my opinions are my own and have no way been influenced by AOC and their generosity. So with that said, let's take a look at the packaging. We'll take it out, see what the mouse is actually like, do some tests with it, and check out the software, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll come back at the end with my final thoughts. But as you can probably tell already, for this sort of money, yeah, it's going to be pretty decent. Pixart 3325 sensor is pretty much known now as one of the go-to sensors for gamers on a budget, and I can't see how this is going to fail unless there's something horrific wrong with it, which I don't think there will be. So anyway, let's take a look at the packaging, as I said. So GM500 FPS gaming mouse, actually quite nice packaging, fits in with the rest of all of the AOC gaming range, so there's other things you can get as well, keyboards, mice, headsets, all that kind of stuff. Again, links will be in the video description, you can check out all of them. Now this is actually part of a range of products which AOC have sent me. So there is the GK500 gaming keyboard, GM500 mouse, and also the AMM700 mouse pad. So yeah, we'll be checking all those out in a combination review wrap up towards the end, so stay subscribed to see how that goes. Looking at the back of the packaging, it goes into some of the more kind of defined details about the product itself. So we've got the FX Sync, so this is AOC's kind of software where it ties in all of their peripherals which support it. So rather than having all these random devices on your desktop, your keyboard, your mouse and your mouse pad and maybe your headset, all doing their own crazy RGB things, AOC have developed their G-tools software, so you can actually take control of your device in terms of things like macros and also your DPI settings, all that kind of stuff. But also you can configure your RGB and it can nicely synchronize across their entire range of supported products, which is absolutely great. Also it supports Omron switches for up to 50 million clicks. You've got the Pixart PMW3325 sensor, as we said, so you're giving it up to 5000 DPI. You've got 20G acceleration, 100 inches per second tracking, and 9 levels of accuracy. Also, you've got a swappable left and right keys and an additional 8 programmable keys on this one. So that's actually pretty decent for a gaming mouse. Normally, you're looking at somewhere between 5 and 7 mostly. So to have 8 is actually great. And this is, I should have said already, this is an ambidextrous mouse. So suitable for lefties and righties. So there's no excuses to get your wallets out and buy one now. So let's take it out of the box and see what we actually get for our hard-earned money. So first of all, you get obviously the mouse itself, and what else do we get here? So there's a quick setup guide which is basically telling you plug the device into a suitable USB 2.0 port, and you can download the optional G-tools software suite. All the links for that are in here and also will be in the video description below. And also you get your warranty card, and these are supported with a 2-year warranty. So let's take a look at the actual mouse itself, and as you can see, it's a pretty nice mouse. The thing that noticed straight away is the weight of this thing. This is a chunky boy, it really is. Looking, I think it's around about 140 to 150 grams with the cable, so yeah, that is quite a weighty mouse. It's a very decisive thing, a gaming mouse. Some people prefer light, twitchy action, some people prefer a little bit of weight, so you've got stability and accuracy. For me personally, I tend to kind of err slightly on the sort of slightly heavier mice, so this being a little bit chunky, yeah, I actually quite like that myself. It does feel really nice. It actually feels pretty premium. You find some of these lightweight mice these days actually do feel a little bit on the cheap and tacky side, whereas this actually feels like a pretty professional product. And it looks it as well. You've got a really nice satin finish on the top here, which isn't rubberized or anything, so it's just a plastic top on there, but it's nice and grippy actually. Got a nice grip to it. Feels really good. Depending on your grip, obviously your needs may differ. Quite easy to put on your desk if you're in an office or if you're a gamer, so it's going to fit into pretty much most places. Button wise, we've got great selection of buttons is excellent. So we've got 2 on the side here, so again programmable, so that's traditionally your kind of back and forward buttons for your Internet Explorer or Discord or whatever. On the top you've got your, obviously you've got your scroll mouse, and also you've got the click in the front as well. You've got your DPI selection button, which is just a single button, which I actually do prefer rather than having 2. It's very easy to obviously misjudge which button you're going to press, so that's really good. And on the other side, because this is an ambidextrous mouse, you've obviously got another forward and back button, which you can program to do whatever you want in the software. So yeah, that is really good. You can also obviously do macros and all that kind of thing. So if you want to, if maybe like me, you're left-handed, you would use the left buttons for traditional back and forward, and then you could set the other 2 on the side for some sort of macro. So yeah, very flexible in that regard. And very clicky indeed. I'll give you a sound test of the clicks right now. So yeah, very clicky, very nice. Personally for me, I would have liked to have seen those buttons sticking out a little bit further. As those of you that watch the channel on a regular basis, you know I play a lot of Counter-Strike, and I tend to use the side buttons for reload and drop weapon. So I do like those to be a little bit more protruding, so I can click it with my ring finger, which yeah, is going to require a little bit of an extra effort to actually do the reload and drop weapon. But not a deal breaker, certainly will be extremely usable, so no worries there. I do like on the actual mouse wheel, the mouse wheel itself isn't one of those ones where it kind of goes crazy and just spins off into the distance. There is a definite notch to it, but it's not actually hard to press or push. So you can roll the mouse pretty easily, and the definition between the clicks is definitely there. So that's going to be great for, again, fast weapon switching. I generally use that to switch between knife, gun, etc, etc. So yeah, all well and good. And obviously within Windows, that kind of stuff is going to scroll very, very easily. So excellent stuff. On the bottom, we've got 2 glide pads, one at the front there, big one, and a big one at the rear, none on the side. You've also got your Pixart sensor, dead center in the middle there. And at the front, we've got our USB cable, which is very nicely braided, and also comes with a cable strap as well to keep it all tidy should you wish to. And the end is USB 2.0, and you've got a gold finish connector, which is not really necessary, but certainly very handy and looks a little bit more premium. One thing I think AOC have done particularly well on this is they've avoided the AGON team colors, which tend to be black and red, which some of their other products do end up having braiding on the cables, which is black and red. I've said it before, I'll say it now, I don't like accents on products. It's my product and I want to have the colors that I want on it, or to have it completely neutral so you can choose or let it fit in with a particular design. Having plain cables for me is something which I think most companies should be doing now. I think the coloured cables, braided cables with extra accents in them is something probably from the early 2000s and probably best forgotten. But anyway, that is my personal preference. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So I think that's pretty much it for a quick tour of the mouse itself. Let's take a look at the software and we'll go through some of the settings you can change in that. Okay, so in the software, this is AOC's Light FX software, and hopefully you can see the mouse will be in the corner somewhere, so you can see the actual updates in real time as we go through the software. So this is the G-tools suite, as we said before. So you've got game profile management, and you can have 5 different profiles in the software. You can actually store programs and profiles on the mouse itself. You've also got options to change buttons, sensitivity, Light FX, and Light FX sync. So if you've got more than one device which is compatible with G-tools, you can go into there and it can synchronize them all together, as we've got on the bottom there. So if you've got a keyboard, a mouse pad, headset, and a monitor, you can sync them all up with your mouse or combinations thereof. So again, you can change all your colors there. If you just want to do it individual, then you can do Light FX, and then you can choose your device. So we've got the GM500. If you've got other devices, they all appear here, and you can reset to factory settings. So let's do that quickly. And there we go, so that's wiped all of our settings off. We'll click apply, and that's that, we're done. So there is the mouse there. Sadly, when you actually make any changes for the LED setting, it doesn't actually appear in real time there. It does just appear on the mouse after you've clicked apply. So it's a little bit of a shame, but not the end of the world. So options, you've got breathing, static, blink, whatever that one is in the middle, direction, and DPI. So you can change the color of the mouse with your DPI. So if we go into this one, and you can choose colors, so you've got scroll, you've got single LED, and you can change the colors here, etc. All the kind of usual stuff that you'd expect. And there we go. So if you want a simple blue, easy to do, and you can change the scroll light individually and the main light in certain sections. So let's go to random, click apply, and then that should go into your kind of rainbow puke. Turn it around a little bit so you can see that. So yeah, you get the general idea. Pulsation, you've got options for, you've got brightness, it's on fully bright at the moment. But yeah, it's pretty decent. You can change the direction of the lighting as well if you wanted to. So it scrolls around one way rather than the other. It's a breathing mode, click apply. And then you get the fade in and out of the various colors, etc. Again, it's not really a groundbreaking, you get the general idea. So let's go into buttons. So this is, you can switch your orientation quickly. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can choose the buttons which are appropriate to you. I'll generally use the right-handed setup. So you've got your left click, right click, middle click, DPI shift, web home, DPI cycle, browser forward, browser backward, etc. So yeah, you can choose those, choose what you want. So number 5, DPI web home, I think we'll choose multimedia, and maybe we could have open player. So that would open player instead. But again, you get the general idea. You can go through, you can do macro manager as well, set up a macro, record your macro, etc. All those kinds of things. But yeah, all those buttons are programmable, so that's pretty awesome. And if you mess something up, all you need to do is click on reset, and that will take it back to the default settings. So that is the buttons and the macros, etc. Sensitivity wise, you've got your DPI settings. So again, you've got 4 main ones, plus you've got Smart DPI. Smart DPI generally will give you an extra 1,000 point boost on top of what your previous settings are. So if you've got maybe the last one set to kind of like 1200 or something, Smart DPI will up that to about 2400, that sort of thing. But realistically, I think those are absolutely fine. DPI 2 is probably one for me at 1600, and you can change the colors if you want to, so you know which color is which. Polling rate, you've got the option for 125, 250, 500, and 1000. Now, depending which processor you've got and what system you've got, 500 is probably the sweet spot, although if you've got the CPU power available, 1000 is better because it's going to poll that many times faster than 500, but realistically the difference between the two isn't a great deal, so choose whichever you want to there, but up to 1000 Hertz. Double click speed rate, you've got the options to change that, and also Windows pointer speed, so these are just basically Windows settings which you can do from in here. And then you've got your scroll speed, so if you like to scroll through web pages faster, obviously you can adjust that accordingly. Yep, and that is pretty much it for the software. Okay, so to test the mouse accuracy, there's nowhere else we can go really but mouseaccuracy.com, which I can't even say. And we've set it to normal, target size medium, duration 30 seconds. Feel free to play along at home if you wish to. And we'll just hit start and see how well we do. So this is using the AGON mouse mat. This is my first time with the mouse. Literally out of the box. Not bad. Quite a nice click as well, not too difficult to push. Oh, I'll put myself off there. I lost it. So there we go. 16 misses. Oh, I suck. I suck at my job. Well, we know this sensor is a Pixart PMW3325 sensor. We know it can track it up to 100 inches per second. Clearly, I'm just rubbish. So, although the click accuracy was 100%, so yeah. That's not too bad. Click accuracy is what I'm more concerned about. The target efficiency 69, that's pretty good. 216, so yeah, click accuracy 100%. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So the mouse has done pretty well as far as I'm concerned. Let's try some scrolling. Yeah, scrolling seems to be pretty much on point as well. Like it. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, so there you go, there's a mouse test. Yeah, I'm not great. I'm not the fastest on a mouse, but accuracy, 100%, so can't be bad. And I really like this little mouse. It's, well, say little mouse, it's not that little. It's got quite a hump on the back there, which I find it actually to be pretty comfortable. So long-term use is going to be absolutely fine. It tracks absolutely amazingly on this mouse pad. Really does. It's so buttery smooth, it's ridiculous. There is a review also of this. This is the AMM700 mouse mat, again also from AOC's AGON range. There will be a link up here somewhere so you can check out, or in the video description. Goes together very nicely, but even saying that, even on a normal surface such as this, a little bit scratchy on this IKEA desk, but still actually pretty decent. So what are the positives and the negatives? So positives, there's actually some positives which are negatives as well, depending on your preferences. So let's talk about the positives first of all. So positives, price, obviously around about £18 at the moment, as they are at amazon.co.uk. For us here in the United Kingdom, yeah, for £18 you cannot go wrong. I've seen considerably worse mice at that price with much worse features and specifications and all that kind of stuff. The fact you can tie the RGB in with the software with the rest of the stuff is definitely a positive as well, so we really like that. Great sensor, great feel, ambidextrous, so lefties and righties are completely covered, and it just feels really good. It's a heavyweight mouse. I personally prefer that, so I'm going to take that as a positive, but obviously on the negative side of it, that may be something which may put you off. It is a little bit on the heavy side for some people if you want a really fast mouse. But I think for most regular people that play games and use their PC for other things such as email, internet, productivity tasks, that kind of thing, if you want a gaming mouse which has got gaming pedigree with that Pixart sensor, but you also want to use it as your daily driver and don't want it to be too over the top or have cut out holes everywhere, I think for me personally, this looks stylish. It doesn't look over the top. The RGB is quite muted, so you've only got a little bit of RGB around the outside edge there, which, okay, for some people they may prefer that, lack of RGB. The fact that you've got a really nice top section there, comfortable for pretty much most grip styles, etc, etc. Yeah, I'm finding it extremely hard to find fault other than the fact that it's got a bit of weight to it, which, again, for some people isn't going to be a bad thing. So let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. Is this the sort of mouse that you would go for? Do you like AOC's new AGON range? Do you think it's something which is going to be developed and grow further, and is it something you're going to get into? If it is, let us know in the comment section below. But in the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.